Hello and welcome once again to Teach Talk English 10. I'm Missy B and this is Determining the Effect of Textual Aids on the Understanding of the Text Part 2. So here are the graphic organizers that we discussed on the first episode. We have illustrations or images, we have flow chart, we have a concept map, Venn diagram, and the timeline. So here are the other textual aids. But again, what are textual aids? These are tools that aid readers in comprehending the text. Graphic organizers are used to help students visualize how ideas are organized in a text or a concept. So we have a T-chart, hashtag word pairs, hashtag dichotomy, and examples are cause and effect, pros and cons, agree, disagree, true or false. We have hierarchy, hashtag ranking, hashtag grouping. Examples are the caste system in India, the food chain in the ecosystem. Also, we have matrix or hashtag table, hashtag record, hashtag organized ideas, hashtag multiple information. Examples: your class schedule that is basically on your notebook or in your classroom, the assignment record, or the vocabulary matrix, the bar or the line graph, hashtag for progress, hashtag category, hashtag data presentation. Examples: monthly usage, the number of cases per year, a demographic profile. Actually, when you look at your Meralco bill, there is a bar graph there. So go now and check it out. So here we're going to discuss the parts of a bar graph. We have here the title. It uses keywords to tell what the graph is about, and usually it is on top of the graph itself. The number 2 are the labels that explain what kind of data is shown on the X, the horizontal line, the X, and the Y or the vertical line. So X and Y axis. Another part is the scale, which shows the units used on the Y axis. In here we have 0, 5, 10, 15, 20. So there is a 5-point interval. And we also have bars, the bar itself. That's why it's called a bar graph, because the data is represented through a bar. So it represents the data amount for each group as it is labeled. So this first bar is for A, second is for B, third, fourth, and so on. A mind map. So this is for connecting ideas, hashtag associate concepts, or connecting ideas, connecting concepts. Examples for brainstorming, clustering, webbing. Okay, so in here, the illustration, if the bigger circle is where the main idea is, and what are the ideas that we can connect to this bigger idea. We also have a pie chart, hashtag segments or parts of a whole, hashtag data representation. The examples, a population of 10th graders by gender. So, where do we see textual aids besides in the classroom discussion? Actually, in research papers, we have tables, as in this example. So this table 2, common modes of players and why they use skin. So in order to represent the data, we have the heading there, common modes of players and why they use skin. And the first column is entitled, I use skin for. And the second column is the frequency, or how often they use the skin. We also have headings, the common titles of textual aids. For Table 1, Chart 3, Illustration 4 for photos. And we have a universal heading like Diagram 2, Graph 4, Figure 6. So, for example, Figure 1, the different headings for textual aids. In this slide, there is a comparison between just a plain text and the one with textual aid. So the first one is read as in senior high school, there are 4 tracks. These tracks are academic, sports, arts and design, and technical vocational livelihood or TVL. Some of the tracks have strands that the students can choose from. So this text can be presented visually or creatively by using a textual aid. On the right side of this slide is a concept map of the same topic, which is the senior high school tracks and its classification as academic, arts and design, sports, and TVL. So this chart represents the text and can be easily understood by the reader. And also, don't forget the label, Diagram 1, Tracks in Senior High School. Again, these are the effects of textual aids. These are the specific benefits of the use of textual aids in understanding the reading of text. First, textual aids help readers improve their comprehension of the text. Why? Because upon reading the text, of course, you get the idea. And then, the illustration or whatever textual aid used by the writer is a confirmation of the message of the writer as written in the text. So you have the understanding of the text, and it is further improved by looking at how the data is represented. The second is textual aids give a good summary of the entire context of the text. Another is that textual aids are appealing to the eyes of the readers because of its color, because of its use of shapes, lines, etc. So that's it. That's about the textual aids and how these graphic organizers help readers in understanding the text. So happy learning! See you on the next one.